How's all my amazing YouTube subscribers doing today? I'm Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing my top 10 NXT Superstars that deserve to be called up. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get started. Noam Dar. Noam Dar debuted in June of 2016, and he was quickly called up to the main roster in 2017, where he worked alongside Alicia Fox. In 2018, he went to 205 Live, and then he went to NXT UK in 2019, where in 2021, he won the NXT Heritage Cup. He was absent for about 9 months to a year before returning in 2023. Once he returned, he formed Metaphor in June, and he eventually lost the cup to Nathan Frazier. Noam Dar had the Heritage Cup for 292 days and then won the cup back in August. Ever since then, Noam Dar has successfully retained the Heritage Cup every single time, and he is the current Heritage Cup champion. Noam Dar deserves to be called up to the main roster, and maybe he could work alongside superstars like Ricochet and other superstars. Number 9, Axiom. Axiom debuted in July of 2022, and he quickly defeated Nathan Frazier in a 2 out of 3 falls match. A few months later, he competed in the 2022 Iron Survivor Challenge, where he wasn't successful, but it gave him a lot of experience in long matches. Then he went on to feud with Carmelo Hayes and Wes Lee, but were aligning himself with Scripps in May and then getting betrayed in July. We haven't heard much from Axiom over the last few months, but if he were to pop up on a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown, it would be well-deserved. Number 8, Dijak. Dijak debuted in May of 2018 under the name Dominic Djakovic. He feuded with Keith Lee for the NXT Championship, but while being called up in 2020 as part of Retribution. He feuded with Damian Priest in 2022, but while returning to NXT and winning the North American Championship. After that, he would go on to feud with Ilya Dragunov in 2023, and he even competed in the Iron Survivor Challenge in 2023. Dijak most recently defeated Joe Gacy at Vengeance Day, and that matchup, we saw a lot of what Dominic Djakovic or Dijak can bring to the main roster. So with that being said, if Dijak were to get called up to the main roster, it would be well deserved. Number 7, Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy debuted in July of 2021, and he challenged Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship the next year. After being unsuccessful at that, he started the Schism faction in July of 2022 as Joe Gacy turned into the NXT version of Bray Wyatt. Joe Gacy competed at the 2022 Iron Survivor Challenge, and he was out for about 9 months, but while returning in October of 2023. Joe Gacy has been all over the place over the last few months. In his most recent match, he lost to Dijak at Vengeance Day. The future is bright for Joe Gacy, and it wouldn't surprise me to see Joe Gacy on the main roster yesterday. Number 6, Lyra Valkyria. Lyra debuted in January of 2020 when she joined NXT UK. She built her seed down there for a couple of years, where she competed there from 2020 to 2022, before making her NXT debut in December of 2022. After grinding on the NXT roster for about 7 to 8 months, she won the NXT title at Halloween Havoc from Becky Lynch. Ever since then, she's defended the belt against Xia Li, Blair Davenport, and most recently Roxanne Perez at Vengeance Day. Lyra Valkyria is the current NXT Women's Champion, and honestly, Lyra needs to make an appearance on the main roster because she's learned everything that she could learn from NXT, and I feel she's ready for the main roster. Number 5, Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo debuted in October of 2021, and when he debuted, he started to compete for the North American Championship in 2022 and 2023. The Dawn of NXT never captured the North American Championship, but alongside Channing Stacks Lorenzo, he won the tag team titles at the Great American Bash as the D'Angelo family defeated Gallus. A few months later, they lost the titles at Halloween Havoc versus Chase U, but 2 weeks later on NXT, the D'Angelo family won the titles back. Tony D'Angelo is currently one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, and with the way that the Dawn has progressed over the last 2 years, I truly believe that Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo both deserve to come up to the main roster as a tag team. Number 4, Trick Williams. Trick Williams debuted in September of 2021 alongside Carmelo Hayes. They were inseparable. Trick Williams was Carmelo Hayes' bodyguard for about a year, but where Trick Williams won the NXT North American title from Dirty Dom at No Mercy. 3 days later, he lost the NXT North American Championship, and Trick Williams' 3-day title reign is the shortest NXT North American title reign in WWE history. A few months later, Trick Williams won the 2023 Iron Survivor Challenge, and most recently, he lost to Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title at Vengeance Day before getting betrayed by Carmelo Hayes. Number 3, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker debuted in September of 2021 and won the 2021 War Games. After that, he went on to win the NXT title at New Year's Evil against Tommaso Ciampa. About 2 months later, he lost the title to Dolph Ziggler, and he was champion for 63 days. He won his second NXT championship on April 4th at Stand and Deliver, where he defeated Dolph Ziggler to win the title back. Braun Breaker was an unstoppable champion on NXT for almost a year before losing at next year's Stand and Deliver to Carmelo Hayes after being champion for 362 days. Nowadays, Braun Breaker is teamed up with Baron Corbin, and they just won the 2024 Dusty Cup Classic at Vengeance Day. The future is extremely bright for Braun Breaker, as he's already been looking at contracts from SmackDown with Nick Aldis and Raw with Adam Pearce. So he's definitely going to get called up, maybe even before this video is done posted. Number 2, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez debuted in April of 2022 and quickly hit the scene running as she won the 2022 NXT Breakout Tournament. Immediately after that, she won the NXT Tag Team titles alongside Cora Jade at the Great American Bash. Later that year, she won the 2022 Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, and 3 days later, she won the NXT title over Mandy Rose and ended Mandy Rose's 413-day title reign. Roxanne Perez was champion for 109 days, and she competed in the 2024 Royal Rumble, her first. Roxanne Perez's most recent match was a loss against Lyra Valkyria, but it was for the NXT Women's Championship, which tells me that the sky is the limit when it comes to the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Hey, if you made it this far, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, hit that subscribe button down in the bottom of the corner of the page. It helps out more than you know. Liking and sharing the video helps the channel grow as well. So don't forget to do all that on your way out. Number 1, Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes debuted in June of 2021 and won the men's 2021 NXT Breakout Tournament. He immediately went on to win the NXT North American Championship on the October 12th episode of NXT, where he defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott. He held the NXT North American Championship for 172 days before winning it again on June 4th. He held that title again for 101 days and then went on to win the NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver from Braun Breaker. He lost the title at No Mercy to Ilya Dragunov and was champion for 182 days. And he had Trick Williams in his corner for most of it. But recently at Vengeance Day, Carmelo Hayes turned on Trick Williams and left the WWE Universe wondering why. If we could see Carmelo Hayes on the main roster yesterday on a full-time stint, then we could see him challenge the likes of people like Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and maybe even Roman Reigns. And that was my top 10 NXT superstars that deserve to be called up. I hope all of y'all beautiful people are loving the video. Comment down below which NXT superstar do you think deserves to be called up the most. Other than that, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see all y'all wonderful people in the next video. Bye, y'all.